This is the Awkward Church Sex Talk. Yeah, sex is awkward, but we are pushing through the awkward to get to the truth about this topic. In the Bible, here's what it says. God created them in His image. Male and female, He created them. And He blessed them. And He said, be fruitful and multiply. You know what this means? This means off the top from the very beginning, sex is not a bad thing. Yeah, sex is a good thing. I mean, think about it. You are here because of sex. Your parents also here because of sex. Your grandparents right now might be doing it. If they live with you, that makes it real gross, doesn't it? Sex is everywhere because people are everywhere. And God created sex to be a good thing, and we want you to know the truth about sex because we want you to understand this good, great thing that God created. Everyone needs to be prepared to interact with this topic of sex. You need the right knowledge. You need to know who you are. You need to know who God is. You need to know the truth about sex because sex is everywhere in our culture. Everyone has experienced strong emotions or some sort of feelings about this topic. You deserve to know the truth about sex. And it might weigh you down when you're trying to find truth, but all you're doing is getting lies or opinions fed to you. Not to mention your feelings and your experiences, they can weigh you down as well. We can believe the lies and they can have a serious toll on our emotions. They can have a serious toll on our physical bodies. They can have consequences that are pretty intense. A baby is a pretty intense consequence of sex. These little things called STDs. Yeah, you can't buy those on Amazon. And more important than that, when we believe lies about sex, it gives us a messed up view of ourselves. It gives us a messed up view of God. It gives us a messed up view of relationships. Look, I know that there's a lot of lies out there. I know that we're all believing a lie in some way, shape, or form. And I want you to know there's forgiveness. There's redemption. And this series is all about understanding that truth. This is a safe spot. This is a safe place to talk about sex. Church should be a place where we talk about sex. Church should be a place where we talk about anything. Anything that has to do with people, we should be talking about at church. So you are in the right spot to have this talk. We're not going to lean on our opinions. We're not going to lean on the opinions of others. We're going to lean on God's truth. We're going straight to the source. We're having the talk, the awkward church sex talk.
All right, my name is Stella, and this is my story. There was this show on TV called 16 and Pregnant, and I just knew I did not want to be 16 and pregnant. I knew that was not going to be me. That was not going to be my story. So I waited till I was 17, and I lost my virginity. On my 17th birthday, I had it all planned out, and I feel like all the things that I heard from the world and all the things that I was told about sex is that it should be celebrated, and it was fine. And I wasn't 16 at least, I would be 17 and pregnant if something went wrong. And so I wouldn't be looked at as harshly. And it was just all sorts of warped perceptions about my body image and about what sex was and what it was for. I just didn't see it as a huge deal. But I did have my own made up perceptions of what it should be like. And I should at least know the boy, and I should at least, maybe be in a relationship with him. So all of these rules I was making up were just strictly from my head, and they weren't based on any kind of relationship with God. I grew up Catholic, so I was told you should wait till marriage, but that just seemed so dated, and it seemed like not something that I needed to really worry about, or it just seemed like it was just kind of prudish, and I didn't want to be seen as a prude. But at the same time, I wasn't doing it to fit in. I thought I got pleasure from it. And I'll be 100% real, sex is great. I got pleasure from it. And I thought there was nothing wrong, there was nothing broken. I didn't see the brokenness behind it, at least at that time. So getting into college, I was kind of in the same place where it's I'm not just gonna be loose and have sex with anyone, but I'll have some kind of standard. In retrospect, I see that I was extremely broken. And I see that I my perception about what it was for was warped. And in college, I started kind of seeking my faith more and making it more personal. And I started to kind of feel a little bit wrong about what I was doing. I was seeing someone out at the time, and we were having sex casually, and he wasn't necessarily my boyfriend, but I didn't think it was a big deal. And I started to, in Bible studies and stuff like that, it would come up more and more that, fornication, it was wrong and stuff. So it was a lot of layers that I had to peel through, and I had to kind of distinguish, did I want to follow this path? Did I want to stop doing this thing and kind of seek more about what God had to say about it? But I started to ask God, why? A simple question. If you want me to wait to have sex until I'm married, like why? What's the benefit in waiting? And then little by little, he started exposing all of these things about myself that were broken. And I was hiding this pornography addiction, and I was hiding just different things about myself. I was having sex with this boy, and I didn't want to talk about it openly. And he told me very clearly, Stella, if there's anything that's hidden in your life, odds are it's not for you. It's not what I want for you. It's not the best that I have for you. And so it sent me down another spiral of questioning. And I just felt like God was saying, something as powerful as an act that can create a whole new life, there's value in that. There's something special in that. It's not a legalistic thing at all. It's that he knows what it was intended for. And because of pornography and because of sexual experiences when I was too young, like 17 is no better than 16, I just didn't know what I was doing. But because I had all of this baggage, it was hard for me to see the beauty in sex. And I'd be lying to you if I said sex was evil and it's wrong and all these things. Like, no, sex is beautiful and it's great. And it's something that's so beautiful and great that he wants something beautiful to come out of it. It was a process for me. I accepted Jesus and I was still having sex, and I had to really wrestle through it. And little by little, he started peeling the layers away, and I was like, I need to stop doing this. I don't see that I'm getting any value or worth out of doing this thing. And so I started to talk openly about, having problems with porn, and I started to actually ask God what he thought of those things, and little by little I heard answers, and now I'm waiting. I think it's worth it. And I think really what I got out of asking God why was more relationship. It was more of a relationship thing and less of a legalistic rule. It was more of, I value this thing and I value you and I want what's best for you. And is it hard? Like, yeah, sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes I'm like, my friends are doing it, like why can't I just, I'm 23 now. I just feel like there's so much more to it, and there's something so special and so sweet about waiting and having a partner that I can share that with. Honestly, that's the truth of like having multiple partners, is that you always have those experiences that you're carrying on with you, and it's just the reality. And I don't say that to scare you away and be like, oh, once your flower, there's all these analogies like once you start peeling the petals of your flower, you'll never be able to get them back, and all this crap that I've heard. And honestly, like that stuff is lame. But the truth is that when I'm married, I don't want to be thinking about old people. Like that's just unnecessary baggage. And honestly, I guess my greatest point is that it has been a process with me, and it's something that I talk to God about regularly, and I say like, why? I'm really attracted to that guy, like why? Tell me what am I fighting for? And he gives me answers, and I'm fighting for something that's beautiful and something that that lasts. So if I could talk to like 17-year-old Stella who like had it all planned out, and when I say I had it planned out, I like mean it. Like I had a playlist. I was like, we're gonna get down. Like it was like, I'll spare you the details. But I like had it all planned out. If I could talk to that girl, I would just tell her, know why you're doing what you're doing. Know why you're doing it. And that same question of why was the same thing that made me stop. Because I understood my value.